Good morning, beautiful family. Hope that you guys are having a great morning. I wanted to come on here and bring you some information that I had just found out about last night. So China and Russia now have weaponized satellites above us, some type of energy weapons. And I'm going to read you a quick bit of an article just to let you guys know what's going on. To me, this really sounds like a future EMP attack, which we have been thinking could very well happen. A lot of brothers and sisters have been seeing like prophetically dreams from the Lord that have shown some type of war or maybe explosion or something happening. I don't know, nuclear, definitely could be EMP. And I know, like I told you guys before, Brother Chad had a dream that he was at work and just all the lights went out at once. And then he had like a view over like you know how whenever your view kind of goes like out, I don't know if that's ever happened to you in a dream before, but he said his viewpoint kind of went out and he could see everywhere and lights were just out. So this could be something that they definitely are planning. Maybe this is what we have been seeing that's going to happen before the rapture happens, because I know, like I told you guys, the last dream that I had from the Lord, I saw some type of explosion or attack or something. I saw all the military, and right after that happened, it butted right up to the trumpet that sounded. I knew it was a rapture, and then we were lifted off. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you guys. You know, they could definitely be planning some kind of EMP attack, because if you think about it, if they were to do that, that would completely just knock us all off the grid, and, you know, our weapons would be down. You know, we'd be very vulnerable, and that would be a perfect opportunity for them to attack. So that's why I kind of think that it would make sense for them to, not that we want that to happen, but I could definitely see that happening, some type of EMP attack. So let me read this little bit to you guys really quick, and then we'll talk about it. The head of the article says, Air Force, Space Force leading charge to new technologies. New technologies are fundamentally changing the character of war, and the two Air Force services are leading that charge, Defense Secretary Dr. Mark T. Esper said at the Air Force Association's virtual Airspace and Cyber Conference today. In this time of COVID-19, Esper addressed the group virtually. The secretary stated that America's airspace and cyber warriors will be at the forefront of tomorrow's high-end fight. That means confronting near-peer competitors, China and Russia. That means shifting the focus from defeating violent extremist groups to deterring great power competitors. It means fighting a high-intensity battle that combines all domains of warfare, he said. In this era of great power competition, we cannot take for granted the United States' long-held advantages, Esper said. The last time an enemy force dropped a bomb on American troops was in the Korean War. China and Russia seek to erode our long-standing dominance in air power through long-range fires, anti-access / area denial systems, and other asymmetric capabilities designed to counter our strengths, he said. Meanwhile, in space, Moscow and Beijing have turned a one peaceful arena into a war-fighting domain. China and Russia have placed weapons on satellites and are developing directed energy weapons to exploit U.S. systems and chip away at our military advantage, he said. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and some violent extremist groups also look to exploit cyberspace to undermine U.S. security without confronting American conventional overmatch. They do this all in an increasingly gray zone of engagement that keeps us in a perpetual state of competition, the secretary said. But that part that is really I'm not reading the article anymore, but that part that you need to pay attention to is that where it says China and Russia have placed weapons on satellites and are developing directed energy weapons to exploit the U.S. systems. So, yeah. So I actually had to finish this video inside because it started to pour outside. So yeah, it looks like they are planning an attack on the US systems. This sounds exactly like an EMP attack. And so, I don't know if this is what we're going to see before the rapture of the church, but I fully believe that something is coming. I know that we can feel it in our spirits, and I know that a lot of, like I said, a lot of brothers and sisters have been receiving things from the Lord as far as like what is to come. John 14:29 says, I have told you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. So a lot of the times the Lord shows us things that are coming so that when they happen, we will believe and we will know that He is Lord. And that's basically what He's saying here. You have Hurricane Sally that has hit and caused catastrophic flooding for a lot of people on the Gulf Coast. Crazy thing about Hurricane Sally is that in Hebrew, it actually translates to Sarah. So the name Sally is derived from the Hebrew, and it means Sarah, and it says, meaning woman of high rank, princess, essence, speckled. The name refers to the wife of Abraham and the mother of Isaac as described in the Hebrew Bible. So what is crazy is that Sally is actually translated to Sarah, and Sarah was the wife of Abraham. And you guys know that the signing of the Abraham Accord, the fact that it's Feast of Trumpets right now, Israel's going into a lockdown because of the coronavirus. You have the rabbis over there saying that they have been meeting with the Messiah, which we know is actually the Antichrist. We really don't know who it is that they've been meeting with over there, but they say that they are in contact and communicating with the Messiah, which we know is not Jesus. We know that is the Antichrist. You have the rioting going on. You have all of the fires. You have, I think there's 5 or 6, I don't know, I even read 7, but I think there's 5 active systems out there right now in the ocean. And also now they're saying that there's 2 storms that are being projected to go back into the same path. I know that there were two systems that were together in the Gulf, and now they're saying that there's going to be 2 more that are projected to head that way. It's just, guys, it's crazy, like everything that we're seeing, and it's not a coincidence. And you see all these things lining up with like the asteroids that are coming towards the earth, and like literally the fact that we are now seeing that Russia and China are trying to attack our US systems, and it literally sounds like an EMP attack. So you guys just keep looking up. The rapture of the church is going to happen. Prophecy has to end somewhere. And literally the Lord says that for the times and the seasons, I don't even need to write you. You'll know perfectly. And He said that He would give us all of these signs so that we would know. And the fact that, you know, so many of us have been receiving things about like war and China and an attack, and I know I saw it bud right up to the rapture. So just to see how they are, you know, planning attacks on us, it's just like, it's a waiting game. It's like a ticking time bomb. Guys, we know we're in the season, so I just want you guys to stay encouraged because, you know, we see all these things happening, and He's allowing this so that when it happens, it won't take us off guard. Why? Because we're children of the light. And He said that if you're watching, that day is not going to take you like a thief. And that really caught me the other day. I was in Thessalonians and I was reading it, and I was like, you know, all the times that I've read this, it was like this was the first time that this part popped out to me. But it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, which, okay, we know that they have signed those peace agreements. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in the darkness, that day shall not overtake you as a thief. Not that those times, or not that time period. He says that day will overtake you like a thief. So I think that the Lord is preparing us to know when it's time. So I want you guys to be encouraged and just keep looking up, because he is at the door and he's speaking so loudly. And so yeah, I love you guys, and I'll chat with you soon. See ya.